What's going on, guys? It's Monday morning. This is Hubs Life. Just try to take you through a week in my life. You know, working a 9-to-5 job and living a normal life. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
It's 2023. You log into your TikTok for your daily doom scroll session, private jets, six-figure side hustles, another 20-year-old telling you to quit your job and be your own boss.
I'm quitting my job today.
I finally quit my job.
The pressure to hustle is everywhere. But then you come across him. A quiet guy sliding his laptop into his backpack, clocking into his normal job, living a painfully average life, and genuinely content with it. And every time he appears on your For You page, it's just another reminder that normal is enough. Connor Hubbard, known as Hub, was a senior analyst at a Fortune 500 company based in Texas. He had a normal job, and a pretty good one too. You know, the type of job that has a nice salary, benefits, a 401k. So when he made his very first TikTok in 2022, there was nothing particularly special about it.
He lives the most normal life ever, and that's his whole point of his Instagram.
The message is kind of, I'm very content
This
with
is the best life
yeah,
ever.
well, I really like it. It's good. There's a gratitude.
Day after day, he'd film himself making breakfast, cleaning the house, taking out the trash. And eventually, he started showing his work routine.
And his two, I would say, almost visual catchphrases, because he doesn't talk, is he very slowly inserts his laptop into his bag in a very kind of fluid motion and then takes it out again when he gets to the office. And the other thing is he'll have what he calls a cold snack, which is usually a light beer. Like you say, he is very celebratory of the normal, and it's got this kind of ambient, soothing music in it.
By 2023, his videos were consistently getting views, anywhere from 20K to 8 million.
You mentioned how people watch you because it's relatable, and I absolutely agree with you. To see someone that is like them is nice, it's refreshing.
He's just spreading averageness.
He's chilling.
Yeah, which is average is okay.
People loved the fact that he didn't have this over-the-top kind of personality that we often see with a lot of influencers.
It felt very sincere,
considered. And there was a poignancy to it.
And by 2024, The Guardian called him the most boring man on the internet. His most popular catchphrase was normalize the norm. And I think that pretty much fits him perfectly.
Do you see yourself maybe keeping a normal life as you continue to grow on social media?
I do. I don't see much changing. I'm gonna continue to work and make content for fun and take it day by day.
But earlier this year, it happened. Hub quit his old job to start his new 9-to-5. Now, this new job was pretty vague, but he created the same types of clips. Driving to the office, sitting down at his desk, eating lunch. But something felt off, because he never explained to his audience what his new job actually was. But after a few days, it became pretty obvious that he didn't actually get a new 9-to-5. The new job that he was referring to was actually as a full-time content creator. And he would make videos every day about this new job. Videos about being a stay-at-home dad, morning routines focused on his wife's 9-to-5, or even just trying to call himself a normal influencer.
Back to the Breakfast Club. This is stop number 2. If you guys don't know, breakfast is by far my favorite meal of the day.
To say his fans were upset would be an understatement. Negative comments were everywhere.
And it's just bizarre because it's what did this guy think was gonna happen? His comments are literally turned off on all his videos. And one of his videos talks about people not being happy with him anymore. It's well, people found out you rented a space to pretend like you went back to work.
The modern American office worker, that outlook is bleak. And you were giving people hope, and then you rug pulled them. You rugged your audience.
The Hubs Life rug pull.
This guy was very obviously a wolf dressed in sheep's clothing.
And as this was going on, his views were getting lower and lower and lower. And if you're anything like me, you're probably starting to wonder, what is his plan to replace his full-time income now that his content's not performing? Cue TikTok Live.
More roses for Spider-Man. More roses for Spider-Man.
Roses. Now Begging for money on TikTok Live seems to be a rite of passage for creators who are struggling with relevance.
There's 11,000 people in here. There's 11,000 fucking people in here. And you guys are not tapping the screen. Tap the goddamn screen, okay? Okay, you see this button right here? Press the fucking button.
And that's exactly where Hub found himself a few weeks ago. In case you haven't had the pleasure of watching a TikTok Live yet, galaxies cost 1,000 coins, which is about equal to $15. And while we don't have access to the full live stream, this clip of him asking viewers directly for money went very, very viral.
You gotta send a galaxy, bro. You gotta send me a galaxy, bro. I gotta get a galaxy, guys, if you want me to answer the tough questions. I'm just a regular chill dude. I'll answer like 10 questions if you send a galaxy.
It really just wasn't a great look, and it gave his fans this impression that the new 9 to 5 he keeps talking about isn't really working for him.
Do you have no shame? Like, I'm sorry, you're sitting here in front of a fucking camera saying, oh, I need galaxies, I need this, donate to me this. Oh, I'm not gonna answer a question until somebody sends me a galaxy.
Bro, if he was like, okay, 10 galaxies, I'll piss in a cup and drink it, that's respectable. Does he genuinely think his wisdom is comparable to that of Aristotle?
They didn't love you. They loved the content that you make.
Go get a job, go to work, and support your family, and do TikTok on the side.
And things just kept getting worse. He tried to continue his same message that he's just a normal guy, living a normal life, just without the 9 to 5 now. But by this point, the trust was gone. And once you lose that, it's really hard to get it back. Let's be really clear. There's nothing wrong with quitting your job. I'm a creator. I support creators. I make these videos for creators. I will be the first to say that social media can make a really great full-time job for somebody who wants to go that direction. But the problem with Hub is that he left the one thing that his followers were following for, his 9 to 5. And he knew even back in 2024 that this would be a problem for him. Listen, it's okay to change your opinion over time. I mean, there are tons of things that I said years ago that I don't stand by today. But when you literally talk about one thing in all of your content, you can't abandon that one thing and expect people to still stick around.
I think this whole thing with HubsLife has been a very important life lesson, and that is that you need to be careful not to become the evil that you seek to destroy.
Yeah, like if you become the enemy, it's really bad for you as a brand, and I don't know if there's any way you can come back from it.
And believe it or not, we've seen this before. Creators whose identities are so tied to one specific niche or one specific belief that when they pivot, it feels like betrayal. A great example that happened recently is Clara Dow, who built her whole platform on body positivity, specifically for women with smaller chests. Pretty much every single post was about her smaller chest, and she built a whole fan base around people who can relate to her. And that's all great, except for the fact that she decided to get a breast augmentation. Now, I'm not one to judge procedures, like do whatever makes you happy. But similarly to what happened to Hub, when you grow your audience on one thing, and then you drastically change that one thing, people are not gonna be happy. Clara and Hub both became the very thing that their audience was against. For 3 years, he was the guy who pushed back on hustle culture. The guy that reminded you that your normal life is enough. The guy who made corporate life look somewhat enjoyable. And then, almost overnight, made videos like this.
I'ma be rocking over that bass treble. I'ma be chilling with my mother crew.
His new content is showing the behind the scenes of working with brands, of editing his videos, working out in the middle of the day, all things that his followers cannot relate to. One of the reasons that this was such a big shock to some people was that he's talked openly before about how he did try entrepreneurship, but then he ultimately ended up going back to stability. A few years ago, before he started TikTok, he quit his 9 to 5 job to become a freelance videographer. He said that during this time, he was making less money than ever, and he was working twice as hard. Eventually, he got to this point where he was feeling super burnt out and felt like now that his hobby was his job, it just wasn't fun anymore. And a lot of people related to this. So with all that being said, when Hub made this decision, he probably knew that there was a high likelihood that a lot of his followers wouldn't necessarily be happy with his decision and would drop off. Yet he made the decision to do it anyways. And at this point, if he continues to lose followers and lose engagement, I could imagine that the brand deals are gonna not pay like they used to. But it didn't have to be like this. I really believe that there were ways that he could have transitioned from his 9 to 5 to self-employment that didn't lose his audience along the way. Like, imagine if he actually leaned into his audience of 9-to-5ers and created products that were specifically for them, like some sort of daily routine tracker or something like that. I absolutely love this creator's idea for Hub.
So what he should have done is created an offer that applies to his followers. Something like how to turn social media into the ultimate side hustle, how to make a couple hundred extra bucks a week with social media. If he had just dropped a $100 course or $200 course, he would have made a fucking killing.
I think the reason that so many creators struggle after going full-time is that they don't have a solid plan in place. Because the one thing that you have to know about social media is that income isn't necessarily consistent every single month. Some months you'll get big brand deals, other months you won't. And I can guarantee you that if your audience disappears, you won't make money at all. So yes, a moral of this story is that you need to have a solid plan in place if you're gonna do this. But also, this kind of serves as a little warning when it comes to having a very, very specific niche and what happens if you ever want to leave that very specific niche. If this is a topic that you're interested in, I highly suggest watching this video next. I talked to 2 creators who are very niche down, all about the pros and the cons to having such a specific niche to your content. So what do you think about this? Can creators actually evolve without losing their audience? Or will your audience always be attached to the old you? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more creator stories just like this one. I don't know what the future looks like for Hub, only time will tell. And let me know in the comments if there's any other creator that you want me to do a deep dive on and maybe feature your favorite creator in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!